Good morning to everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good morning to everybody. How's everybody doing? At the it's 11:10 in the morning over here. Good evening in the East Coast. Good evening at Central Time over there in the United States. Muy buenos días a todos en México, los que están acá por Tijuana, Baja California. Muy buenas tardes a todos en la área del país, en el área central del país. Good evening to everybody. Sad day yesterday. I did not mention what happened in our country yesterday because we had other topics. But sad day. First of all, hi. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and for America's Voice. This is our Syria over here, as people don't put attention on what is happening in our country regarding the war of cartel in our government. There's a cartel that is really violent in our country. It's becoming to be the most violent and deadly cartel probably in history. And they are taking matters into their own hands right now, as they did an attack on officers. That it was a convoy. That it was this happened in Michoacan, in our city of Mexico. 14 officers. The cartel, they attacked our officers, our federal officers, in a convoy of officers that they were transporting a couple to another place. The convoy of officers got attacked by the cartel. They threw a bomb into the convoy of officers, of officials, that they were guarding this person that it was transferred, this couple that it was transferred. And this horrible attack, 14 officers passed away, lost their lives. 9 of them got hurt, and 21 of them flee the scene. This continuous attacks has been happening in Michoacan. Michoacan is one of the most violent cities in our country, where the cartel has control. All of it has. The cartel have control of the city and of the state of Michoacan. Also, they have control of all the parts in the mountains where they have a lot of labs, labs where they cook when they get methamphetamine, they cook all the crack cocaine, all these drugs, also heroin in all their states. They have control of the whole state. 14 officers got killed in Michoacan. 9 of them are critically hurt, and 21 of them are in. They flee the scene. They escape. The cartel is winning over there in the city of Michoacan. Parts like Aguililla, Lázaro Cárdenas, Apatzingan, Cuatro Caminos, Rancho de los Olivos, Nueva Italia, all those places, they are really difficult to live in. They are dismantling bodies, dismembering bodies. They are doing massive killings every day of police officials. There's videos that they've been sent to me that I cannot post on Facebook. I can only post on group chat. I will try to do a group chat later on and see if you guys are interested, so you guys can get more videos and information on what is happening over here with the cartels, as we get a lot of it. I get a lot of information from all types of places on the country, videos of killings and all that stuff, horrible things that they're happening in our country.
This is our Afghanistan. This is our Syria.
This is what the country is going through, and none of the world is putting attention on our country. Nobody's putting attention in our country. Nobody's putting attention that officers, are getting killed. Nobody's putting attention that the cartel is basically taking control of our country, is running our country. But, this tells you a lot. This massive killing that just happened in Michoacan.
14 officers got killed.
Why they got attacked? This is just, the attack on the cartel. This is just normal over here, people. It is just normal. This is how they arrange things. If you penetrate a part that you're not allowed to go in, I will attack you and I will kill you. That is how the cartel over there, and those specific parts, they arrange things. That is how they take care of things over there in Michoacan. So they killed 14 police officers over there. They put a bomb, they killed 14 police officers. 9 of them are hurt, critically hurt, and 21 of them fled the scene. Now, I want to exchange information compare what is happening in Michoacan and what is happening in parts like Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. You see people from Michoacan asking for asylum. Yes, I seen them. But you don't see a massive caravan of Mexicans fleeing their own country because of this situations that are happening. You don't see that. Also, you don't see that this news is going viral and international. You don't see that also. You don't see that we're fighting our own war inside of our own country. Not only by being invaded by all types of countries and continents in a migration process that is totally incorrect, how they're handling the immigration process in our country. Not only that way, but the violence. And this goes out to all the socialists and leftists in our country of Mexico. Va para todos los socialistas y comunistas, izquierdistas de nuestro país que dicen que AMLO está dando la solución. This goes out to all of you. It's been the worst 10 months. The worst 10 months in history, and the initiation of our president in regards to killings, homicides, and cartel activity. It's been the worst 10 months in the history of initiation of a president regarding killings, homicides, kidnappings, trafficking of children, and our country being invaded. This is the worst initiation in history of a president in our country of Mexico. It's the worst. He's trying to black it out with programs helping the third age people. He's trying to make smokescreen, creating programs that they're going to help certain communities. But this is the reality. How can our military be insulted by the caravan? Spit, hurt, thrown rocks. 10 riots in Tapachula had happened. 7 riots of people from Central America. Almost 20 riots in the installations of Siglo XXI, the Immigration Center in Tapachula. Almost 20 riots. And you don't realize, government, that we have a problem in Mexico. In Tapachula. Now you get 14 officers, police officers, killed in Michoacan by an attack by the cartel. 9 of them are critically hurt, and 21 of them flee the scene. Now, this tells you that we have our own Afghanistan in our country. We have our own Afghanistan in our country. And this is amazing
how you don't see these activists and these socialists and these Democrats from the United States, that they are always putting out the narrative and the agenda of saying that Central America is suffering. It's suffering. Central America is suffering. But you don't see these socialists, these activists, and these Democrats and these liberals, that they're practicing law unlawfully in our country, that they're coming and they're instigating and motivating migrants to go to the United States. You don't see them talking about Michoacan, Tijuana, Guerrero, Acapulco, Ciudad de Mexico. You don't see them talking about that. That is what is more irritating, that they're not concentrated on what is happening in our own country. You got foreigners, activist socialists, that are coming from the state because they're foreigners coming into our country helping foreigners. Crazy, huh? You got foreigners from the United States, socialists and Democrats, coming into our country helping foreigners. Foreigners. So you got foreigners from the United States helping other foreigners. But what just happened yesterday, that the cartel did a massive attack on police officers, killing 14 police officers, leaving 9 of them hurt, and 21 of them fled the scene. This is not important for these activists. This is not important. This is not important for nobody. This is not important. This is Central America suffering. Africa suffering. 10 riots from Africa have happened right now in the installations of Siglo XXI. 10! When are you going to realize that our authorities are suffering? When are you going to realize that our authorities are suffering? When? When are you going to realize that 7 more riots happened by Central America and manifestations in the whole and protests in our city by foreigners using our flag and changing our symbolic, our symbol in our flag? When are you going to realize that this is a security problem? When are you going to realize that it's the worst president that it has offered security? This socialist, communist president that is offering security to, is the worst security. That we live in an insecure country. We always have lived. But this is the worst 10 months of a president in our country. It's the worst. It's the worst. So it's unbelievable what is happening, and the audacity to compare the situation that is happening in Guatemala, in Honduras, in El Salvador. The audacity to compare the 60 million in poverty that there are in Mexico to what just happened yesterday or the day before, to what just happened 2 days ago or yesterday. That is a massive killing of 14 police officers by the cartel in Michoacan. 9 of them are hurt and 21 fled the scene. It is unbelievable that our politicians and our government is not doing anything about it. You don't see this news going viral in mainstream media. You don't see it. Why? They don't want to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. This is our own Afghanistan that we're fighting. This is our own Syria. This is exactly the same amount of killings that there are happening in Syria and Afghanistan are in Mexico. This is why it's the 3rd country in the world that has more violence and delinquency and killings in the world, next to Brazil, that is in 2nd place, and Venezuela, that is in 1st place. It is horrible. It is horrible. So the attack that happened in Michoacan, they were transporting a couple that it was supposed to be going to, it's supposed to be, it was a really important people that they were transporting. They were moving from another detention center to another one, from a detention center to another one. And as they were moving, they got ambushed. They got ambushed by the cartel. Imagine how many of them there were. If 21 fled the scene, officers, 9 of them got critically hurt and 14 of them died. How big was the convoy? How big was the convoy of this cartel?